Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and where we give you a first perspective on things and how we see it. And in today's episode, man, I got a bombshell that I want to get off my chest, and the topic is the truth about how Montrezl Harrell started the bad blood between the Lakers and the Clippers basically this season. So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Be sure to check out our Dreamerspro Podcast, which is linked in the description below, and check out all of the other great stuff we got down there. So just check that out. So let's just get straight into the topic here. So y'all know that emotions are running high right now. Depending on when you're seeing this video, this may be your first time to the channel. This news dropped last night that Montrezl Harrell decided to go sign with the Lakers, okay? And I ended up doing a live stream late last night. It's the first time ever doing it because the emotions were so raw, and I was like, I got to get some of my thoughts and opinions out there to you guys so we can just start this conversation, because I know a lot of you guys were saying to yourselves, you know, WTF, what the hell is going on right now? So I'm just going to give you my raw, opinions on this topic here, and I'm going to give you what I see is possibly going to happen moving forward. So first of all, y'all remember the hype between the two LA teams last season. We all remember it, right? You know, the Battle of LA. Kawhi Leonard has shifted the balance of power, ended the super team era in the NBA. Now it went back to the dynamic duo type of format for teams in this, in the NBA, by him deciding to go sign with the Clippers and bringing along Paul George, and basically just cause this ripple effect to where every team out there, where every contending team needed at least a dynamic duo, two superstars to get their thing going. Look at the Lakers with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. The Clippers, obviously, at that time, the Houston Rockets. You could look at even the Denver Nuggets with Nikola Jokic and Murray. You could look at in the Eastern Conference with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So that was a new format of the league. And when the season started, there was this big hype on opening night between the Lakers and the Clippers, right? Kawhi Leonard was making his debut with the team, fresh off of Finals MVP, a stellar playoff run that he went on. And on opening night, without Paul George there, had a great game, led all scorers with 30 points in that game, and beat the Lakers. And that was his sort of coming out party and saying, "Hey, listen, I'm here. The battle is real, and I'm coming for the title." Then the two teams met each other again on Christmas Day. The Clippers trailed for all three quarters, even going into the fourth quarter. Were able to make a comeback. Kawhi Leonard had 30 plus points that game, 9 plus rebounds, I believe it was. And there was no question in anyone's mind who saw that game who the best player on the floor was. And they ended up getting that win. Then the Lakers bounced back right before the global shutdown in March, after beating the Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks in a very impressive fashion, I have to say. And LeBron James did his thing. They came back and were able to get a win off of the Clippers, which is really impressive given the fact that it was a back-to-back, essentially only having one night off, playing two of the best teams in the NBA. So the Lakers were able to get their revenge on the Clippers that night. And then obviously in the restart in the NBA bubble, when they played each other in one of those 8 games, and they were able to get that final win, tying the series, the season series 2-2. So going into the playoffs, everyone still had the Clippers picked to win the title. At least most people did. Most betting people and most analysts, including myself, I thought that the Clippers had the best chance to win the NBA title. And they went into the playoffs, and what happened? They dropped the ball against the Denver Nuggets, dropping a 3-1 lead to them, blowing it completely, and just open the door to all type of criticism. And at one point, it comes out that Jared Dudley from the Lakers, a bench warmer, came out and said that, yeah, we were happy to see them lose, and when they lost, we were laughing about it, which we all assumed, but he actually came out and said it. Kyle Kuzma had a lot to say. Now, when the Clippers lost, it was one of the most befuddling situations where you saw a complete meltdown. Kawhi Leonard, who's my favorite player currently playing, had a horrible game 7, but he had been carrying the team the entire playoffs because Paul George, had his, he was probably off seeing Mickey Mouse or something like this. Half of the other Clippers, Lou Williams didn't even want to be there. All kind of foolishness was going down. Players were coming in and out of the lineup. Patrick Beverley was injured half of the time, so he wasn't even available to start some of those games. And it was a complete, S show. That's pretty much what it was. And they ended up losing. Now, to talk about Montrezl Harrell, and let's talk about the betrayal here. because to me, it's just unbelievable. Montrezl Harrell for the Clippers last season, he won the Sixth Man of the Year, averaging 18.6 points a game, 7.1 rebounds, and 1.7 assists per game, right? And he was a Sixth Man of the Year, and he put up stellar numbers. What happened when he got to the Orlando bubble? First of all, he had a personal tragedy in his family, which caused him to get there a little bit later. But then when he got there, his performance, his production dropped precipitous. I mean, it just dropped all the way down from averaging damn near 19 points a game and 7 rebounds to averaging 10.5 points and 2.9 rebounds and not even getting you 1 assist. His production essentially went out of the window, including Lou Williams, right? I'm not going to put it all on Montrez, but he was a missing piece. The Sixth Man of the Year could not produce on any level, right? He couldn't produce. He just wasn't the same guy. And some people in the comment section in some of these videos, since then, I mean, because Kawhi Leonard took the brunt of the blame, because, I mean, it's fair. He's the best player, so fine, you're going to take the blame, and when you win, you're going to get the credit. So we understood that. But Montrezl Harrell disappeared for no particular reason, right? Now, I remember saying at an earlier point in the season, because someone on the channel pointed out, I think his name is Jared, if I'm not mistaken, saying that he believes that Montrezl Harrell, the fact that he underperformed, could have had something to do with his relationship with LeBron. And I remember checking early in the season on Montrezl Harrell's Instagram. I don't know if it's still there. You guys can go check. Where he had a post, I think, with him and LeBron James embracing each other and saying, this is my mentor, right? This is one of my mentors, or he is my mentor. Now, there's nothing wrong, as I said last night in the stream, there's nothing wrong with Montrezl Harrell having a mentor and LeBron James being his mentor. The only problem here is that your mentor is a direct competitor of you. Literally, you guys are competing in the same arena. Forget about the same league. Within the same arena, you guys are competing, right? And when the news dropped that Montrezl Harrell signed a 2-year deal with the Lakers, I was mind blown. I couldn't believe it. I was about to go to bed, and I had to do a double check. I had to go, first I saw it on YouTube live stream. I was like, no, it's impossible. Went to ESPN and found out it was true. And given the fact that it was true, that it is true rather, that he has signed with the Lakers, my question is, and I'm sure a lot of you are asking yourselves this, was he ever really committed to the team? And could this explain his lack of production in the playoffs? Because to me, it was mysterious, right? It was mysterious. And the question is, if LeBron is your mentor, that means you and LeBron James have been in communication all throughout. Could they have been in communication within the playoffs? He is your mentor, so if you're going through a difficult moment, you would go ask him. But there's a conflict of interest that your mentor is a direct competitor of yours. That's a conflict of interest. And now it turns out that you decide to go sign with the team that you're supposed to come back and re-up and try to beat. It makes me wonder, number one, did you ever believe you can beat them in the first place? Number two, how long have you been thinking that? Number three, how long have you and LeBron been in communications about that? Now, I'm not saying that Montrezl Harrell doesn't have the right to choose where he wants to go to. Absolutely, I would never say that. Who the hell am I to say where another man can go to be happy? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's awfully shady that the team you did decide to go side with is a team y'all was supposed to be beating. What happened to the competitive? What happened to the competitive nature in you? I thought you wanted to beat these dudes. I thought you wanted to beat them. I saw you and Dwight Howard getting into scuffles on the court, talking all of this and all of that. I thought you wanted to beat them dudes. Now all of a sudden, you decide to go join them. And you knew by joining the Lakers, not only you strengthening them, but you're actually weakening the Clippers. It's not like as if you were on the Hawks or you were on the Bulls and you decided to go join the Lakers. You were on the Clippers. And that's why when the news dropped, Patrick Beverley posted on Twitter with the emoji, his hand over his face, what? And then cursing emoji. Like, what? So for me, I think this is going to cause a lot of bad blood between these two teams. You can book it. Because Patrick Beverley already says, listen, man, we homies, we're on the same team. But you go join the other side, we're not friends anymore. We're not friends anymore. I'm riding with the guys that I'm with, and I respect that. It means he's loyal until he's no longer there. I respect that. You got to respect that about somebody that's loyal to you. Loyalty means something, and in the world that we're seeing a lot of shootings, crazy things happening, you see things happen in hip-hop, there's no loyalty out there. So to find someone that's loyal to you, you got to respect that. That's why I said Patrick Beverley is an engine for these guys. He may not be the best point guard, fine, but you got to respect his competitive fervor, because a lot of guys don't have that. A lot of guys have better production, better physical attributes, but they're not as competitive as this dude. And that competitiveness goes a long way. He can galvanize teammates. I think Kawhi Leonard ain't going to be happy about it. I think a lot of his teammates are going to be scratching their head. I think Marcus Morris, who decided to re-up with the team, is going to be scratching his head. And I think they're going to come at this dude's neck next time they play. And I think now it's going to be deeper than just basketball. And I think it's the same way when Ray Allen decided to go sign with the Miami Heat when he was supposed to be part of the Big Three with the Boston Celtics. You saw how upset Kevin Garnett and these guys were. The entire team. He was like, if you want to leave, that's your right. But you don't go sign with these dudes. We're supposed to be beating them, and you go sign with them. And you can see to this day, it's caused issues between Ray Allen and the rest of his teammates. There's no way you can negotiate that and say, oh, well, I did it for the money. It wasn't like as if you got a major payday. It wasn't like as if they were offering you $15 million a year. You signed for $19 million. So the money is comparable. And I think he could have probably got more with the Clippers. Now, I don't know the inner workings that was in the locker room. Maybe he didn't like what Paul George was saying and all that. That's fine, man. Listen, when things go wrong, everybody can point the finger at somebody and say, this is the reason, this is the reason. But when y'all were winning, where was all of this? But when the minute things went wrong, I'm out of here. And not only am I out of here, I'm going to the team that we're supposed to beat to come back and beat you guys. Come on. Come on. And I think this is going to be the start of bad blood. I think when these two teams play, is going to be a lot of raw emotions. It's going to be a lot of trash talking. Patrick Beverley ain't going to hold his tongue. I think Kawhi Leonard is going to have something to say. I think so, because I think he just caught all of them off guard. Ty Lue's going to have something to say. And the one thing you don't want to do to a team in the NBA is get them motivated. Most guys can beat you on any night. Most teams can beat you on any night, given night. But now you have a motivated team that's angry. And LeBron James, man, that's a snake move. That's a snake move, man. Listen, LeBron, I get it. You're trying to but that's a snake move, man. God damn, you tried to get Kawhi to stack the board. He said, nah, I'm not playing with you. LeBron fans win at Kawhi Leonard. Wow, come on, the guy wants to beat you. Doesn't want to play with you. He's like, I want to do my own thing. I want to get my own crew to come beat you. And that essentially ended this whole thing of super teams in the NBA. And now you snake the team and go get their sixth man of the year. Now, granted, it would have never been possible if Montrezl Harrell wasn't down with it in the first place. But damn, my God. And I guess, hey, listen, it's fair game. He's a free agent. He can do what he wants to do. But I know a lot of you guys that are going to see this video are thinking exactly how I think. That was a dirty move, man. That was a dirty, dirty move. That was a dirty move. And guess what? Even now that you went to go sign with the Lakers, I still think the Clippers are better than y'all because they're motivated. And you can't measure motivation on a stat sheet. You can't. The Denver Nuggets were motivated. The Clippers were the better team on paper, but the Clippers were clowning around. They were playing around. They were feeling themselves. The other team was coming at you. You thought it was a joke. And they took it more seriously than you did, and that's why you got beat. It had nothing to do with basketball. It had everything to do with your heart and your focus and your competitiveness. So for me, I think this is a good thing for the Clippers. Hopefully, this can be another thing that will wake them up. And I know Ty Lue will definitely let them know about it. Hey, y'all just saw what just happened, right? Y'all just saw what just happened. So now we got to go at these dudes next, even harder. But damn, man, that's a snake move, man. So anyway. What I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about all of these things that just happened? What do you think about Montrezl Harrell's move? I'm sure you guys got a lot that you want to say. You can see I'm pretty fired up about it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.